This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Well, let's get to our main event. I bet you don't think this was. Diesel retains, pinning Sid in what Meltzer would call the blow off of their feud in a lumberjack match. It's 10 minutes and 2 seconds. Certainly not 2 stars. Meltzer writes, this would have been a negative star match if not for the lumberjacks. Sid manages to get worse every time you see him, and Diesel didn't look any good here either. But he's not exactly the caliber of a performer who can carry someone this bad. It was weird because Diesel looked so much taller and larger than Sid. The lumberjacks, particularly the heel ones, kept interfering to take attention away from the fact that these two simply can't work together. Finally, Diesel does a plancha. Seriously. Onto all the heel lumberjacks who caught him, but I'm sure he's still the largest man to ever try a stunt like that. At one point, Mabel squashed Diesel into the post and leg dropped him on the outside of the ring to set up an angle for the next pay-per-view, but Diesel kicked out of the pin attempt. After a lengthy chin lock, Sid hit the power bomb, and Sid was high-fiving everyone, so Diesel kicked out. Diesel backdrops his way out of a second power bomb, and Sid then for some reason goes out of the ring and starts fighting with all the babyface lumberjacks, allowing Michaels to come off the top with a double sledge to the head of Sid. As Sid stumbles in, Diesel hits him with a poorly timed foot to the face for the pin. 0.5 star. Holy shit, this was awful. God bless Meltzer for giving it a 0.5 star. But I do have to say, whoever put this together, whether it was you or Pat or whoever, adding the lumberjacks as garnish did sort of camouflage some of the shortcomings of a real styles clash with two monsters. I mean, both of these guys can have good matches with somebody like Sean Waltman or obviously Razor Ramon, of course, Shawn Michaels, but against each other, well, there's just not a lot you can do. So I did like sprinkling in the other lumberjacks. And I'll admit, I totally forgot that Kevin Nash ever even attempted a plancha. What'd you think of this match?
Ooh, rough. Not pretty by any stretch of the imagination. And it, thankfully it was short. There you go.
It was short. It's a weird time for the business here. But it's not weird to know that when it comes to the best match, it's Shawn Michaels. And when it comes to the worst match, believe it or not, Diesel and Sid came in second. Bam Bam Bigelow and Henry Godwin, according to the Wrestling Observer, thought it was the worst match. What'd you think was the worst match?
It was, I would have to say it would be a tie, but for a main event, when you put that main event out there and that for the championship, that kind of outweighs it because of the position it was in. It just wasn't good. But thank God we did have lumberjacks. At least we had a lot of star power out there.
Well, it's remarkable to me that, this show got 88% thumbs up, but it really is a 2-match show. It's just crazy to see at the end of that, 50% of those guys are gone. They just walk out here. What would you say of this show, Bruce? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
I actually thought it was pretty good. Again, if you just watch the last match, it may leave a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth. But again, I thought the show was pretty good. When you try to remove yourself from how miserable I was that night after the whole Jeff Roddy debacle, I was pissed and miserable. So watching it again, knowing what's going to happen, and you kind of don't have as miserable feelings anymore. So I thought it was good. It was good.
After you see a performance like this from Shawn Michaels, does Vince come around on him even more? I mean, I know Shawn at different times had given him trouble, and we know that that's not done, but he went out here and had a tremendous match with a guy who's leaving and really helped steal the show. Shawn did. Does this just change Vince's opinion of him, or did he already have that high opinion? It just really further cements it.
I don't think that anybody ever didn't have a high opinion of Shawn's work and what he was capable of doing. So that just reinforces it every time he goes out there and steals the show, because that's what Shawn does. So this was an opportunity to show once again why Shawn was the man.
Let me admit something now that I can't believe I never got until right now. But we've been talking about Bret Hart, and as you like to call him, the Pirate, stealing his jacket, and that being a worthwhile, use for a feud. I mean, you and I argued about that once, and the next big thing, Mance Warner texted me and said, I'd whip somebody's ass if they stole my jacket. You're wrong. Bruce is right. So just saying, people are agreeing with you about the jacket thing. This is in the Observer, and I laughed out loud when I read it. They're doing an angle where WWF wrestlers are supposedly having things stolen from the dressing room, in which apparently it will be Jean-Pierre Lafitte to get over his pirate gimmick. It wasn't until I read that sentence that I realized the reason he's stealing stuff is because he's a pirate. It's tremendous.
That's a pirate. Well, that's a fucking, now hang on.
I know. I never thought about
that's
what a pirate
pirates
does.
do. And I told you that.
They steal booty. I got it.
Yes.
I understand. All right.
You cannot trust a pirate.
Clearly. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.